welcome to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Fings.
And we're back, man.
Yes, sir.
Episode 280. All right.
280.
Another milestone, man. We'll be at 320 weeks.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man.
Or maybe sooner.
We got to make a plan, man.
To do out 300, yeah.
Yeah, something. We got to do something 300. All right, let's get right into it, man.
Yeah.
Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford. Hell of a fucking fight, man. Hell of a fight.
Man.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what's weird about the situation is you would think it would have went like not even a different way, but more competitive.
Yeah.
I just think it proved how much of a, like, Crawford's on another level.
Yeah.
And he was punching the shit out of Errol Spence, man.
Terence Crawford is special, man.
Yeah, he made Errol Spence look like Homer Simpson in the fucking ring.
Yeah.
Remember that episode where Homer Simpson basically, he kept getting hit so many times that the opponent would get tired and fall down?
No, I never seen that.
Oh, man, that's a popular episode of The Simpsons, man.
Yeah.
Homer just gets socked so many times that the opponent just fell.
Yeah.
That's not obviously what happened here.
Yeah.
Man, and what was crazy is I don't want to flash forward, but he got an ass whooping so bad that at the end, fucking, who had asked him? What's that dude's name that does the post-fight interview? Is it something Gray? Is it Jim Gray?
I think so. I know who you're talking about.
I think it's Jim Gray.
Yeah.
Jim Gray said at the end of the fight, Terence Crawford came and talked to you. What did he say? And
Errol Spence said.
Errol Spence said, "Who?" That's how I know you got your ass whooped.
Yeah.
He said, "Who?"
Yeah, it was tough, man. It was tough to watch.
Yeah.
I know for me, I'm a fan of both of them. I like Terence Crawford. I think he's a guy that, like, if you're a little bit younger, you would look at Terence Crawford the way that we look at, like, Floyd Mayweather. And then Errol Spence is obviously he was a great fighter. He to me, he never jumped off the screen the way that Terence Crawford did.
Yeah.
But he was really good. Like he just had a very punishing style. And he had like a great amateur career. So when he came onto the scene, he was already in the Olympics and all this other stuff. So going into the fight, I'm thinking that, I thought Terence Crawford would win just because he seemed like a better boxer. But I didn't see that. I told my friend I was talking to Azim, actually.
Wow.
We had him on a podcast a while back.
Yeah.
He's a huge boxing fan. I actually went to his house years ago to watch Shane Mosley and Floyd Mayweather. So shout out to him. But I told him, I was like, we were just texting back and forth about the fight. And I told him, I was like, man, I think it might go like Canelo and Mayweather, where it's like Mayweather, his boxing skills was just too much for Canelo. He couldn't cut off the ring, all this other stuff. He just wasn't fast enough to keep up. And even with me thinking that, I didn't think that it would be that bad. Like Spence got battered, man, and he was like, and to me, I'm a guy that I don't make fun of boxers. Like I don't make fun of boxers that get knocked out. Even when Deontay Wilder got knocked out, like you will never hear me really joking about boxing because I know that it's a serious sport and somebody got to lose. Like that's just the nature of that sport. The only time that I would be like even like kind of like joking about it if a guy is like just too arrogant, and they just go in there talking crazy.
Like fucking Adrian Broner?
Like an Adrian Broner, I'd be like, I would feel some type of way. But even then, I still know that a lot of that is just showmanship. Like he's just trying to sell a fight and stuff like that. Man. But overall, like, I when I was watching the fight, I was genuinely feeling like for Spence, because I know and we know, like, for example, Tommy Hearns was at the fight and they were interviewing him afterwards. And he's like, I don't know how old he is, but you could tell he's a little bit punch drunk. You know what I mean? Like the words don't flow like
his
that.
words.
Yeah, and we know boxers and stuff that have that same experience. So for me, when I was looking at it, I was just hoping that, he's able to, just be good. You know what I mean? Like be able to be a father and be able to be a family man and stuff like that, because it's a brutal sport. You just getting punched in your head. And we see the likes of like Floyd Mayweather Sr. and Roger Mayweather and a lot of these guys that, were professionals and and it's just not there. So I ideally I think they should have stopped it a little bit earlier, but
they should have stopped that shit early. He was getting fucked up.
Yeah,
his corner should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah,
because we even told the ring doctor guy. He was like, he told him he felt like discombobulated, or he felt like.
No, he told his trainer that. He said, I'm feeling lackadaisical.
I'm feeling lackadaisical.
Yeah.
Yeah, the corner should have stopped the fight. He wanted to stop the fight, but he's not telling him to stop it. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, he's getting fucked up. The only thing Bud Crawford didn't do was throw a Hadouken at him. That's all.
Yeah.
If he'd have thrown a Hadouken, I would have not been shocked.
Yeah.
Like left hook. Oh, no. Bud Crawford throws a Hadouken right in his face.
Yeah. He was one move away from throwing a Kamehameha wave in there.
You imagine like, oh, the left hook lands. Hadouken. Oh, my God. He throws in a Hadouken. Shoryuken. This nigga throwing Street Fighter combos at fucking Spence, man.
Yeah.
That
I will
shit
say,
was
though,
nuts.
it did seem like I don't think I've ever experienced like a fight like that to where like people were almost sad that it ended that way.
Man.
Like for the most part, like even when Deontay Wilder fought, like people wasn't devastated that he lost. It was more so like we knew his stats was a little bit padded just because he just was a average boxer that had a lot of power.
Yeah.
So he would be getting beat up and he would just land that right, and then he would be just dropping people. But even when he lost to Tyson Fury, it was shocking, but it wasn't like the devastating, like people, it was a lot of people. Like they had a video of Adrian Broner after the fight, and he was just like distraught. Like he didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
Kind of
What's weird too about Deontay Wilder is like after he lost the first time, he got on the internet like, don't worry, y'all. I am still your king. I'm still your king. Like, nigga, you ain't nobody's king. You got your ass whooped in there. Mm-hmm. Just redeem yourself. And the next time he came back, he had an excuse saying he had a full body suit on. It was like a king suit. And I guess he said that the suit was heavy. I'm like, nigga, shut up.
Yeah, that's one thing that I will respect about Errol Spence. He didn't make no excuses as to why he lost. He said he agreed to the weight. He just said his timing was a little bit off.
The better man won.
The better man won on tonight. So, yeah, that's respectable. But it does happen a lot of times. Like you even mentioned the Roberto Duran, the No Mas fight.
Yeah.
And even in that, I think that he, and somebody might be out there that may know better than me, I believe he still doesn't acknowledge that he said that. I think he says that he didn't say that and they stopped the fight prematurely. So it's just situations like that you hear like people start to make like, and even with Deontay Wilder, he mentions like, that he has like different things in his glove and he doesn't respect him because he knows he cheated and stuff like that. So
man, cut that. Like you got to cut that shit out. And when it comes to Roberto Duran, he shocked Sugar Ray Leonard at first. Mm-hmm. He shocked him and beat him. They came back on the rematch and Sugar Ray just had too many bags up his tricks. Too many tricks up his bag.
He was a great boxer.
Yeah, he was a great boxer. He was fucking up.
And he was moving around a lot more.
Yeah, he was fucking up Roberto Duran so much. Duran was like, no mas, no mas, no mas. Mm-hmm. That's how you know you beating somebody.
No, it wasn't like that. It was like more like one time he said it, and then they just stopped the fight. Yeah. But yeah, it's a.
Imagine you beating somebody up so bad like that they do that. They're like, Yahweh,
Allah Akbar.
You're Muslim. Yeah. They're like, this nigga praying. It's time to stop that fucking fight. What about like a Christian? Like a Christian, if they get in their ass, what they gonna do?
On God, I'm getting my ass beat.
It was like a white Christian, like, Jesus Lord, stop this, please. Jesus Lord, stop the fight. Jesus Lord.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. But yeah, I don't know. It's been a great year for boxing though. We seen Tank and Ryan Garcia. Devin Haney and Lomachenko and
Lomachenko won that fight, bro.
Yeah, I think he won. Yeah, and I don't think there's going to be a rematch because
that's fucked up.
Devin Haney is moving up, so yeah. So, but yeah, we got Canelo and Charlo next. the one Charlo brother he need to focus on keeping his hands up because
I know
Caleb Plant out here punching
Slap
niggas.
the fuck out of him.
Caleb Plant out here putting hands on people.
Javante Davis hit fucking he hit Ryan Garcia with a tiger uppercut.
Yeah.
Tiger uppercut, tiger.
Yeah.
Niggas is
To
getting
a solar plex.
Yeah, right. It hit him right there and he just caved in.
Yeah, crippled him.
That's bad though. But you know what's getting played out though? Shout out to Ha Davis, but his after fight commentary with the whole thing, it's played out.
Yeah. I didn't see what he made.
He did the same thing with this fight, and it's got the same like pig squealing in the background. It's like, bro,
big fella, keep your head, like stuff like that.
Yeah, that shit is whack, man.
That's it. One thing, like I said before, I don't make fun of people, like, and you know, I've sparred a little bit and trained a little bit, and I just like, for me, it's not funny to me. Like it's real human beings in there. Even like football stuff, you know, like when certain things happen, certain people get injured. I think for me, just because I've been in there and I've experienced it on a certain level, there's not nothing to joke about. But it's certain, you know, and you know me, we joke about stuff, but I just think those things is like off limits.
I appreciate how Bud Crawford won with class though too. Mm-hmm. Like he wasn't like, you know, talking shit or whatever the case.
Yeah,
you know, but
they kept it respectful the whole build up. They was, you know, shooting things back and forth. Even like with his costume, you know, Errol Spence calling himself the Big Fish, and Terence Crawford like designing his shorts, his jacket, his warm up jacket, and his shoes having like nets on them. I thought that was really dope. And I thought it was dope too. Like I've noticed this. I think it might have started. I'm not going to say Floyd started this, but I remember when Floyd fought, dang, I don't remember who it was, but I remember him starting to get the patches on his short. It was like he had like a Hublot thing on it, or like a Gucci thing on it, like the logo on the shorts.
Yeah.
And I was saying like, you know, they paying like $1 million. That's like a freaking Super Bowl ad. You know what I mean? Like they paying $1 million. So I seen on Terence Crawford, he had like Billionaire Boys Club on his on his pants, and it was a couple other things.
They had Prime for Bud Crawford.
Yeah, and he had the Prime chain. That's crazy.
And they kept like handing him the drink to get the drink in the shot because it's a lot of advertisement. But I remember one time, I think it was when Maidana beat the shit out of Broner. And after the fight,
he was trying to put he was
trying to put like a cookie in there.
Yeah.
And then the like security grabbed the cookie, like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Yeah.
And took the cookie from him.
You just got to do it subtly. The way Terence Crawford did, he's drinking out of the bottle, so like, you know, it actually works. But
yeah,
some niggas be doing like, they'll put on like a hat from a freaking car company or something, a local car company, like Riverside Automotives. They got the freaking hat on. Like, come on, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, great fight, man. I'm sure a lot of you guys caught it, even if you're a casual boxing fan.
Yeah.
You just watch it, like, you know, watch it with all your family and whatnot.
Yeah.
You seen how bad Spence was getting his ass whooped.
Dude, what do you think Spence goes from here? Is he like...
Spence goes to the hospital first. That's where he's got to go there first. After that, he needs to determine whether he needs to retire or not because his fucking retina's been detached.
Yeah.
So if you can't see a motherfucker hitting you, they only gonna fuck you up worse. Yeah. You know, so you might want to evaluate whether you want to come back or not, especially after getting beat like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad, man.
Yeah, that's one of those. It's hard, like as fighters, as athletes in any physical sport, whether it's football, you see like Tua like getting million concussions and he's still playing football. It's just something about it. Like, you know, even me, I haven't had that I've never had a concussion or a head injury, but you know, I've had injuries before, and you heal and sit out a few weeks, and then you come back and play again. So I don't know. I think you know, he is 33. He had a huge payday last night or on Saturday night. Last night for us. And I think that, you know, he could reevaluate what he wants to do. But I think that the hard part about boxing is you just don't know till you know. And like we said before, like we know a fighter out here locally that has like some, what do you call it, like a cognitive difference.
A cognitive decline.
Yeah, for sure. And in his career wasn't that crazy. Like he didn't he had a couple. I think he only has a few losses on his record. So it's something to really think about. And like you don't really know till you know. Like you can't really do no brain scans to say, is this the time to retire? Is this time to keep going? But I don't know. And that's one of the interesting things that Sean Porter said is that, his dad probably stopped that fight prematurely. But it could have potentially, like, who knows what the next few rounds could have looked like. And I think that, I think his corner. I think when I was thinking about it, when Errol Spence said, I'm feeling lackadaisical, I don't think he was telling him that to throw in a towel.
Right.
I think he was just expressing how he was feeling. Like, yo, it's not, like, almost like it's not working in there, coach. Like my feet, I can't get my feet under.
Sean Porter's dad
me.
is a dickhead.
Yeah, that was
That's
a lot.
fucked up, man.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing what I tell him to do. And it's like,
and he just threw in the towel.
At the end of the day, the issue is this, and this is for anybody listening. You need to make sure that your father respects you as a man. Because when they don't, they do shit like that. Mm-hmm. You gotta, because even though that's your father, at the end of the day, you are both grown men. Mm-hmm. I remember, rest in peace to my father, but there was times where I had to tell him, like, I'm your son, but I'm a grown man. You need to watch how you talk to me. Mm-hmm. I told him that, and he was kind of like thrown by it.
Yeah.
And I was like, you raised me not to be getting disrespected, and then I'm showing you that I'm not going to tolerate that even from you. Mm-hmm. And he got quiet and was mad, but he had to get over it because I'm not going to tolerate that from nobody. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if Porter has had that moment with his father. I think everybody has to have that moment.
He did.
Everybody has to have that moment with their parent where you basically, without saying it, need to tell them to shut the fuck up.
No,
because
but
parents get out of pocket, bro. They get out of pocket, and you are an adult, and you got to tell them, hey, man, no, you can't be doing that.
Yeah, but that's the reason why his dad said that, is because in camp they had that conflict. Like, he said that was the first time I told my dad that I'm not doing, like, I'm like, Dad, I'm not doing this. I'm doing my own, kind of like I'm doing my own thing. So that was the response. It was just bad timing. And it was like a conversation that, like, should have been had personally.
That's what I'm saying.
Put out loud.
But that's still disrespect, because as a father, you should understand that as a professional, it's not professional. You need to have that conversation with your son. Yeah. But instead, you go on national TV talking about how he didn't listen. Yeah. That's like, dog, no. That's why you got to get a trainer.
The fight too. Like, that's, I don't know. People be having some wild stuff.
It's like, adding insult to injury. Like, that's not cool, man. You need to, like, I think every person has had that defining moment where you had to check your parent, bro. Not even in a disrespectful way. Like, a lot of us grew up with parents that never apologized. They just did shit.
Yeah.
And then they expect the utmost respect from you. They expect you to be like, don't disrespect me in my house, and don't do this and don't do that.
Yeah.
Always dictating shit, but you never apologize. That's if I have kids, that's one of the policies that I'll have with my kids. If I do something that inconveniences them or does them wrong in any way, I'll be like, hey, you know what, son? I apologize. I fucked that up. That's my bad. I'm going to make sure I get it right for you.
Yeah.
Because you teaching them accountability at the same time. But what happens is it's a lopsided thing. Especially, I noticed this mainly, I don't know if it's in all communities, but I mainly grew up with everybody. But in black households or black and brown households, it's like they run it's a lot of dictating going on. It's like, do as I say, not as I do. So,
yeah. That was just weird. I remember when we was watching that, it was like, yo, why would he even say that? Like, like you said, adding insult to injury. He already lost, and then you get up there like, he didn't do what I told him to do.
He didn't do what I told him to do.
Yeah,
it's like, come on, bro.
That's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, hopefully, Errol Spence could bounce back, and hopefully he's healthy and his brain is still sharp. Cause
you a boxer, your brain ain't right. Your brain is not meant to be we are not built as human beings to take punches. We were built to just, like, read books and shit. Like, we really were not made to, like, be playing a bunch of sports. We just created these things.
Yeah, it's entertainment.
Yeah, that's like what we're doing right now on the podcast. That's what our brains are built for. To actually process thoughts and speak these things out. You know, not even specifically into a microphone, but our brains, this is what our brains are for.
Yeah.
You know, to process things and, you know, have conversations. It's not built to take left hooks and right jabs.
Yeah.
Ain't it? Even football. Me and Keith both play football. We lucky we didn't fuck our brains up.
For sure.
And who knows? We might be a little fucked up.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Well, you think you is, nigga, until they do that test when we pass away.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, this nigga Keith had CTE Jr.
I got a cheese brain. Dang.
Oh, they were like, man, that's why he like anime so much. He was a kid in his brain.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, you never know, man. I know a dude I played football with. I won't say no names. He was a middle linebacker, hell of a linebacker. And all of a sudden, he just started acting weird as a motherfucker. Like just real aloof, real strange.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if he took a wrong hit or he did some drugs that fucked him up. But
yeah, I've heard of people like, not even in terms of sports, like, you know, may have just gotten into an accident and then they say something like, you know, they forgot where they were. They was driving down the street and they just lost in a city they super familiar with, and they just, you know, forgot where they was. So yeah, that brain, like you said, that brain it's a very sensitive thing, and a lot of times you can't do real tests on it until the person passes away.
Yeah, that's true. All right, switching gears. Soft launching relationships. Why do we do this? And let me read a little article to describe what soft launching is. What does it mean to soft launch your relationship? And what if your partner isn't on board? I remember for the first time I noticed it. A few years ago, I was scrolling through Instagram stories when I came across a photo from a girl I knew in college. It was a slightly overhead shot of 2 cocktails and a charcuterie board. Pretty standard stuff, minus the inclusion of a guy's hand reaching over the board. See, this friend had broken up with her longtime boyfriend about 6 months earlier and was very public about her single girl phase. So who now did this mystery hand belong to? Come that holiday season, the two were dating out in the open, sharing photos from the respective families, Christmas celebrations, the first IG snap. I would come to learn was a soft launch of their relationship, borrowed from the business and tech worlds, where soft launching means previewing a product or service to a limited audience prior to the general public. Soft launching is a relationship, basically means teasing that you're in a relationship without sharing any details or even, in many cases, your partner's face. We asked Tinder's resident relationship expert, Devin Simone, for more on this very 2023 way to introduce the social media world of your new SO, whatever that means. Oh my goodness. This is why I left these fucking shades on. It's fucking bug flying on me. Son of a bitch. Anyways, this is weird to me. Like, why do you have to soft launch a relationship? This is a very commonplace, a very common practice on social media. I've seen it a lot. And you notice it, and it's synonymous mainly with women, but I've seen guys do it. It was a guy I seen literally today, which kind of motivated me to talk about this, where all you see this guy with his hand stretched out he has a nice watch on, and he's got like 2 plates, and then all you see is the girl's tits sitting across from him.
Yeah.
You just see like her shoulders are out and her tits are there, and I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
You know, if you're not going to show a person's face, just don't even show them at all.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't get why people do this. They act like it's important. I don't know what it is. Can you help me out, Keith? Is it basically people wanting the world to know, to say, hey, look, I have somebody? Is it like, do they feel left out if they don't post this? Or what is it? I'm just trying to find the psychology behind these type of social media behaviors.
Yeah, I think part of it is like I think our behaviors are curated by like what we see. Right. So,
right.
You know, like there is a like a rhythm to social media that we have, right? You know that when you get into a relationship, this is generally how it goes, right? You post your partner on her birthday or his birthday, right? You do the post of 3 or 4 pictures in a row and like, yo, happy birthday to this person. You've been rocking with me since whatever. You obviously have like the anniversary things, and then, you know, just some other like special moments in your life. Right. And then like you said, like the soft launch, you have that a lot of times where I've seen everything from like putting an emoji over the person's face to
Oh my God.
just the photo of them at whatever place, and it's like like they're not actually in the photo, but like they're somewhere in the comments, right? Like shout out to the man that took this picture, or shout out to the girl that took this, whatever the case may be. So it's just like, I don't know. I think that they think that in their mind this is what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to date a person. I'm supposed to do this soft launch in whatever capacity that makes me like feel like comfortable. Like that's a date. That could be like a walk on the beach or something like that.
Yeah.
That could be a sporting event, something like that. You showing you courtside at the whatever game, and you got your shoes. You got a picture of you and your girl's shoes or whatever. It's just like a corny way
corny.
that we all are the same. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
It's like no individuality. There's no creativity. It's just like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. And I told you before the podcast, a lot of it is rooted in trying to make somebody else jealous.
Yeah, that's another one.
It is cool. Like, some people just, they could have been out of a relationship for like 4 years, and then all of a sudden they got in a relationship, and they're just, happy to be in a relationship. But a lot of times they just got out of a relationship 2 months ago, and then they trying to make somebody jealous by posting this soft launch.
I don't think you should be soft launching anything unless you're farting around that person. Also,
that's real.
Like, why are you posting anything of someone that you don't feel comfortable farting around?
Yeah.
That's wild to me. And people might laugh, but it's like, you are holding in farts literally around this person.
Yeah.
And you got the nerve to post them or their likeness. You shouldn't even be posting a person's likeness that you are not passing gas in front of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give it some time. I think
you ain't even met their family yet.
Yeah.
Posting these pictures.
Yeah. You ain't never know how it felt when a girl blow your bathroom up and it stank, and then she come out and you like, oh my God. Like, you haven't experienced that yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Because women bowel movements be different, bro.
Yeah.
Especially when they ain't got a good diet, you'd be like, dang.
Eating hot Cheetos and Takis.
Yeah, you eating hot Cheetos, Takis, and drinking Smirnoffs and whatnot.
Yeah.
You out here drinking, what's the girly drink that's big right now? You out here drinking you taking White Claw shit in my house?
The White Claws.
Taking the White
Twisted
Claw,
Teas.
taking a White Claw shit. Nah, but it's wild. I think we need to learn how to enjoy people with the outside of social media, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's private stuff, and then by the time you post a picture, it'll be something real. I really don't think you should be It's really a slippery slope. Yeah. I really don't know if you should be plastering that stuff on there, because I think you need to build enough confidence with the person, because it could end, man. Realistically, relationships can end, and now you got all these pictures of someone on your social media that you're not with, and it's like once you take the pictures down, now everybody knows what's up.
I think for me, what I've realized is I don't want social media, I don't want a society dictating anything I got going on.
No, fuck no.
You don't dictate like when I'm supposed to be married. You don't dictate when I'm supposed to retire. You don't dictate when I'm supposed to have a child. You don't dictate
when I'm supposed to drive.
What I'm supposed to drive, what I post, all these different things. And I think that's like a space that has kind of made me comfortable, because I think the majority of people just get pushed around by societal norms. And I'm like, yo, you gotta you gotta find like yourself. You gotta find like what you really want in life, and not something you want in life to be compared to like your surroundings, but like, what do you want, like, deep down in your heart? Cause I hear a lot of people, saying like, oh, I want this, but it's all rooted in jealousy or, comparison or something like that. So I think for me, I've just tried to curate my life in a way where it's like, I'm kind of like going at the beat of my own drum. You know what I mean? It's not like, it's not like, oh, I want to be like, oh, my best friend got married. Like, I got to go get married tomorrow. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, I got to know deep down in my heart that I really want these things for myself.
Yeah, I think especially in this day and age, the more you find yourself enjoying somebody, make sure you keep that to yourself.
Yeah.
Keep that shit to yourself. And also, too, is don't let somebody trick you into a soft launch, because they might be like, what kind of boots are you wearing? Like, all these are my work boots. Oh, let me get a picture. I have a brother that's trying to find boots or whatever. You'd be like, why you need to take a picture of my boots? Because all she gonna do is she gonna take a picture of your boots and then put it on social media and be like, his boots are always so dirty.
Yeah.
You'd be like, you just tricking me into a soft launch?
Yeah, man.
That's like, you can't coerce me into a soft launch.
Yeah.
You'd be like, what's that? You have a nice 49er tattoo. And then you'd be like, oh yeah, I got this. And then she take a picture of it. And then she posted like, I guess I'm a Niner fan now. And you'd be like,
yeah, bro.
Like women be doing this, man. Y'all gotta cut that shit out.
Yeah. And it's cool, like, even if on your, I don't know about taking a picture on your first date, but it's cool just to have like memorable moments, like early on in your relationship, you know, taking pictures and stuff like that. But that you can keep that personal. It don't have to be part of your.
That's how it was in the 90s.
Yeah.
People had Kodak cameras, Keith. That's like, and the pictures still hold up.
Yeah.
Like you still caught that moment, but I think people are too used to taking pictures and posting them now. Mm-hmm. Like posting them for everyone to see. Mm-hmm. But it's like, dog, you can take pictures and literally keep them in your phone. Mm-hmm. That's what a Kodak moment meant, is taking a picture with a Kodak camera. Yeah. And keeping it and putting it in like a scrapbook.
Yeah, photo album.
That was it. It's just to capture memories, man.
Yeah. I don't like, that's the thing. Like, I just feel like, I think it's more, I don't know about guys. I don't know how about guys feel. I think guys and girls kind of have the same view of like the social media thing. And, you know, even sometimes like me personally, like to the detriment of my own relationship, like, you know, not posting everything. But I just made I created a structure for my social media where it's like, I don't post no family, nothing, honestly. Like, not even like, not no more. Like, no.
Did you get him? Did you get him?
I think I got it. Hold on.
Come on, man. You squeeze?
Yep. Killed that mug.
All right.
What is that? Oh, it fell off. Yeah, it looked weird. It was like, I don't know. It was more like a round thing. It wasn't like a gnat type of thing.
Okay.
But yeah, I got it. Yo, shout out to your boy with the fast hands.
Right. Give it up to King. Killing insects.
But what I was saying is like I kind of curated my social media like the way that I wanted to do. There's stuff now, like, you know, if you went back on my Facebook, you can see certain things. But I took a lot of pictures off, like even I think pictures of my mom and stuff. I think I archived those. Just because what I realized, like, one, I can do what I want to. Like, I don't have to be forced to like post whatever, like, you know, post in your relationship or your family or whatever. And then two, it is like, I think, you know, where we're trying to go, I think that I can handle like, you know, any sort of like conversation, backlash, whatever the case may be. But you just know how ruthless people can be.
Yeah, you want to protect the people around you. Like Charlamagne.
For sure. Yeah,
Charlamagne has no pictures of his daughter, his wife, nobody.
Yeah, I think they could live a normal life, go into Walmart and be good.
Yeah, I think they understand. Or not they. I think he understands the amount of attention he has on his platform and how much people dislike him at times. Yeah, and he's like, I'm not going to subject my wife and kids to that shit.
Yeah, so I think probably more so then. I think if he did decide to, like, I don't know, if we seen his family in some capacity, I think it would be different now just because he's a little bit more likable. Like he's more marketable now, but definitely back in the day when he was going in on like all these different artists.
I don't know. People don't forget, man.
That's what I'm saying. If he didn't have that history, I'm just saying like the person he is now, he doesn't have that. Like he's just not so like 100%. Polarizing.
Right. The sad thing about people is whenever you progress in life, they tend to, in order for them to hate you, they have to hold on to the version of you that they didn't like. Yeah. So if you're a guy that, like, let's say you didn't have a job, you was unemployed, you didn't have no motivation, or you was living off a woman or whatever the case, right? There could be a girl you was dating and you was just a lousy boyfriend. You was just lousy, you was a bum, you didn't have no job, whatever. And then y'all broke up and then you decided to do better and to lift yourself up and get really good financially and get in good shape, whatever. And then the woman you meet now, she's like, my husband is a go-getter. He's a great guy. But your ex is like, he ain't shit. He ain't nobody. He's a cheater. He's this and that. And it's like, you're just holding on to the version of me that you had. You know what I mean? You can't let that go because it allows you to still have validity in your hatred towards me. but I can't control it. Like, I've moved on, baby. Evidently, you haven't. Sad, man. But that's yeah.
Yeah, people. I would say people evolve, but I would even say like a minority of people evolve. Most people do kind of like, they are who they are.
Yeah, they kind of meander around the same.
But you do catch that person that like, there was a bum, like I mentioned before on that show Insecure. Like the show kind of starts out with the guy Lawrence. He's just kind of like, I think he has like college degree and stuff, but he just kind of turned into a couch potato. And then by the end of the show, he has like a great tech job where, he's making like all this money and he got a dope house and stuff like that. But that's like, some people glow up like that, and and some people will only view you as the guy that was chilling on the couch all day.
100%, because it like I said, when people dislike you, in order for them to continue disliking you, they can't acknowledge what you've become. They can only acknowledge what you were. Right, and it happens even if you weren't a bad person. It's man, I remember that it was a time where I got so. What was this? Okay. I remember my car got fucked up. It got fucked up, and then it got impounded by the police. This is before I was truck driving, so 2014. And it's because my tax was old. I was broke. I couldn't afford my registration. So they ended up impounding my shit, and I had a bicycle. I had to take a fucking bicycle to work at the time. I was working at a fucking call center. And there was somebody that was working there, and like probably like in 2018 or something, I said something, and she commented. She said, it's like, I didn't know you had a car. Like I said something about, I can't remember what I said because I don't really post cars or stuff like that. But I was like, I like my work truck, whatever. It's old, it ain't the newest, but it's cool, whatever. And she's like, I didn't know you had a car anymore, or something like that. And it was kind of like just a weird comment, because this is like 5 years or so after the situation had went on, 4 or 5 years afterwards.
Yeah, so you're saying she still viewed you as a guy that rode the bike?
She still viewed me as a person that was doing bad. But like, that's not how life works. Some people actually evolve and do better.
Yeah.
Maybe it's projection. Maybe because you ain't been doing better in the last 5 years, you got to project that onto me. And that ain't it. Maybe you suck.
Yeah.
I'm all right over here.
That's real. That's real. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think like, when you, that's the beautiful thing about life, man. Like, as long as you got breath, there's still an opportunity to go out there and make something of yourself. So, I think for me too, I use that as motivation. Those people that kind of like have those slick comments about you walk. I remember you. It was a couple times guys said certain things when you was catching a bus and stuff like that.
Yeah, back in yeah.
Yeah, you kind of use that stuff like, okay, I remember that. Like it's I call it like, I'm a coin this one day. I call it the Jordan complex, where like you just remember every negative thing anybody's ever said about you. And that's like your motivation when you putting up shots in the gym and stuff like that. So
yeah, what's crazy too is Jordan there's probably somebody that went to school with Jordan and he's won 6 titles and all this shit. And they'll probably be like, man, remember when you got cut on JV?
Yeah.
That was so crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's like you have to remind yourself of my despair in order for you to feel whole, because your life sucks and you suck. So you have to point my lowlights. Like your lowlights allow you to have some type of joy. You know what I learned too, especially getting older? There are some people that are never happy until they're miserable. Like misery is their state of joy. Like when they're gossiping, or when they're gossiping, or they're angry, or they're talking shit, or they're recognizing people's downfalls, that's when they're at their happiest. Sad, man, but it's the truth.
Yeah, I think something you said there, like people when they see you up, like I'm sure it's a guy like Kevin Edwards out here, and when they see you up, I'm sure there's people that remind him like, hey man, remember you was like doing real bad, your car got towed, like that was crazy, man. It's like, no, you can't just acknowledge like where I'm at in life and where I've come from. Like you gotta keep bringing up that old nonsense.
Yeah, I think what's gonna happen too is once you achieve a level of success, and some people come at you with that, you could just like you got two ways you could look at it. You could brush it off and be like, oh, it's all good, man. Things have gotten better since then. So you could purposely not acknowledge it so they don't have any joy. Or you could say like, yeah, I remember that was a tough time, but I got 75 cars now, man. I'm very blessed, man.
Yeah.
My bank account is crazy. I got $7 million. It's wild. It's crazy how God works, right?
Yeah.
Crazy how God works, right, man? That's crazy. But
I could drive a new car every week.
I could drive a new car every day now, man. I'm thankful for it, man. Because back then, like you said, I was poor. But I'm really rich now, man. And I thank God for that. And I appreciate you recognizing that, dude. Thank you, brother.
I worked really hard.
Man, that car you got too, what kind of car is that, man? That's nice. Like, it's Corolla. I just got it. Oh, that's nice, man. I remember I had a car kind of like that about 15 years ago. Yeah,
when I was broke.
When I was broke. Like, you could mind fuck people, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like with me, dog, I don't care how much money I get. I'm not obsessed with what people drive, where they live, none of that. I just care about people's hearts, bro.
Yeah. That's at the end of the day, that's all that matters, because what they say, love is the new currency. That's what Tiana Taylor said. So all that materialistic stuff, it don't matter.
Yeah. Unfortunately, love is not the new currency. Can't use love. Everything costs too much.
You can't buy gas with love.
Can't pay a mortgage with love.
Yeah, but that's all. I mean, it in terms of just the meaning of life. All that other stuff is.
If you could pay rent or a mortgage with dick, I would be fucking. Like, man, I got to pay these bills.
Yeah, you just haven't found the right landlord yet. Like, Eddie, just drop some dick off and you'll be good.
Oh, man. That'd be crazy. I don't even know how to, like, oh my goodness. Like me, I have a certain set of morals. So I couldn't be having sex for free rent. I would just pay rent. However, if it was a very sexually attractive woman, it would be hard.
You're knocking her down.
It'd be so hard to not have sex with her, man. If she's like, just fuck me and it's free. And I'm just like, I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do that, man. And then,
you just need an exit plan because she might get fired, so.
She might get fired or she might, be mad if all of a sudden, like, you get a girlfriend and you got to tell her, like, I can't fuck you anymore. I have a girl. She's like, well, you know what? Here's your 3-day notice. You got to go.
Yeah.
And it's like, what if me and my girlfriend both fuck you? He's like, okay. Then you get free rent for a year. And that's like a new thing now. There are people that are getting in relationships with couples now.
Oh.
It's like becoming more, not like common, but it's happening more.
This is our girlfriend.
Yeah. When the truth be told, it's not. Like women don't like pussy like that. Men need to stop that shit. Because if it was the other way around, men would be real insecure. They don't want to be sharing their woman with another man.
Yeah, that's why it took Adam 22 so long.
Yeah, we got to stop.
Let Lena Plug get plugged.
Yeah, we got to stop that whole idea thinking like that we need to have a threesome. And, like, first of all, I'm not trying to have no third person in our bedroom at all. I'm not with that. And there's some dudes, first of all, here's the thing that's kind of delusional. Because a lot of men don't be lasting in bed like that. A lot of dudes be busting nuts fast. So why would you want a threesome if you already not fucking your girl that long already? Yeah. Like if you having like 6 minutes with
you're just
her,
dividing the strokes by 2.
Yeah, you just reduced the sex by 3 minutes. You think it was exciting with one girl. Now you got 2 girls. Yeah. Now you got 2 unsatisfied women instead of 1. Yeah. Yeah. Even if you having pleasureful sex with one of them and you get another one, it's just a lot. It's a lot because women be like, they be taking a while to get off sometimes.
Yeah. Women, y'all got to do better.
Yeah, it's like, I got to go to work. You can't be doing this shit.
I got places to be. I got to record a podcast.
Yeah, I got to do a podcast. I'm over here finger banging one of them. Oh, man. Nigga finger all banged out.
Yeah. That's crazy.
All right. Switching gears. Bronny James. Very unfortunate story with Bronny. Recently, Bronny suffered cardiac arrest while at practice at USC. Yeah. And after it happened, he was rushed and he had proper medical care and he was released and taken out of the intensive care unit. But here's a message from his cardiologist when they questioned for him. It says basically, it is a condition. Von Schwartz said. He said there's different causes for it, but usually is an underlying, often congenital condition, meaning the athletes are born with it, and that, especially during a heavy physical activity, can lead to an arrhythmia, which equals cardiac arrest, and the vast majority die of that. Those who survive have to do certain measures to prevent it from happening again. If it's a hypertrophic cardiorhythmopathy, those people often need medication. They often need defibrillators implanted because it's a lifelong condition. Inherited, which cannot be cured, it can be dealt with, but the person has to deal with it lifelong, and oftentimes that can mean it's over with competitive sports. Mm-hmm. Here's my take. First of all, it's unfortunate that he had this going on. There's a lot of talk of, hey, is this induced by COVID vaccine or not? I'm not going to go down how do you say? I don't want to get conspiratorial. However, I will say it is strange that there is a lot of athletes like Damar Hamlin and people like him in other sports that have had cardiac arrests recently. Mm-hmm. However, sports isn't everything, man. Mm-hmm. If your life is on the line, fuck sports. You got sports is such a small part of your life anyways. Mm-hmm. Even if you became a professional athlete, there are guys that are retiring at the age of 28, 26, 31. Mm-hmm. You have the rest of your life to live as a regular human being. So fuck sports. Mm-hmm. I love sports and I played sports, but it's not your whole life.
Yeah.
So I just pray that Bronny could find some normalcy in his life and just lead a decent life without sports. You don't have to be in the fucking NBA, man.
Yeah.
And I also wonder what this is going to do to LeBron James, because there might be a possibility, because me and Brian the same age, and he might consider like, hey, you know what? My son had fucking cardiac arrest. I don't even know if I really want to play basketball anymore. Mm-hmm. What if I've done everything I could do in the sport? What if I just decide to just be with my family now? Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be mad at LeBron if he decided to retire. It would be completely understandable.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's just something, like I said before, with Errol Spence. Like, people, there's a lot of people that retire from sports early, especially like fighters and stuff like that. You see a lot. You see a lot of guys, they be like late 20s or something like that, and you be like, dang, they still got some, some wear, some, what do they call it, some tread on those tires. Mm-hmm. But they just end up retiring early. Sometimes guys' hearts are not in it, no pun intended. But I just think that there are some guys that's just gonna do it till the wheels fall off. You got like the guys like the Vince Carters of the world, where they 40 plus years old and they still out there like practicing and stuff like that. So it's tough to say. It just kind of like depends on the person. I don't know if a team will sign Damar Hamlin, but I think that he still wants to play football. I'm sure he's still probably working out, training, and trying to get back on track.
Yeah.
But it's tough. But I can see what you're saying. Like, man, like you get hit with that near death experience with your son and LeBron James, and you just like, man, I don't know. I'm away for 82 games or whatever. Like, I'd rather be at home with my family. You got a daughter that's getting older and stuff like that. So yeah, I can see that.
The fuck is going on out there?
It's more unhoused people,
man,
tripping.
That's like this new we giving homeless people pronouns now.
That's the thing. Like, man, I hate this new world where we got like names for everything. And everything is offensive. Calling somebody unhoused versus calling somebody homeless, that's stupid.
Yeah. Imagine if somebody got in an argument, he'd be like, "You homeless motherfucker." They'd be like, "I'm unhoused."
That's funny.
Homeless niggas, like homeless people don't know the pronouns. They don't got a TV to watch.
Yeah, nigga, if you homeless, you don't got no rights. You don't got no right to tell me what vocabulary I should use.
You need to watch your mouth. That's racist. That's homeless phobic.
That's homeless phobic.
That's very homeless phobic of you. Yo, I seen something. There was a comedian, and she had me fucking crying. She said she walked by a homeless man, and something had happened. Oh, she walked by a homeless man, and I guess he asked her for change. She didn't have it, and he told her, he's like, "Well, you're really fat." She said, "You know why I'm fat? Because I was at home eating in my house."
Dang.
And then everybody started dying. She delivered the joke better than that.
Yeah.
But that shit was hilarious.
Yeah. These homeless niggas can get these jokes too. Don't be trying to disrespect me because I don't got no change.
Yeah, like the man. And you know what's funny too is even inflation went up on the change that homeless asked for now.
Really?
Yeah, homeless nigga asked me, he's like, "You have $5?" I'm like, $5? God damn. When I was a kid, it was like just loose change.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers asking for gas money with no car.
Niggas be having wild scenarios too. And it's not necessarily a homeless thing, but like
Those people that panhandle.
Yeah. I've seen people, they be like, "Yo, man, I'm driving from Arizona. I just ran out of gas. My family's sitting in the car over there. Would you spare me like $20, $50 or something like that just so we can get on the road and get going?" I'm like, dog, like, how did you get all the way to California?
Right.
All the way to Bakersfield, and you just ran out of gas randomly right here?
That nigga live down the street too.
Yeah,
like,
he gonna smoke that. He gonna smoke that $20.
I hate when people panhandle and bring their family into it. It's like, you fucking piece of shit, dude.
Yeah, you know what I hate? I hate when the nigga standing in the divider with the sign make eye contact with you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm just like, God dang.
You trying to mind fuck me?
Yeah,
to give
he
you
hit you
change?
with a little shoulder shrug, like I'm just like, dog, I don't
What's
got it.
crazy too is when the homeless person is, not all of these people are homeless. First of all, let's be very clear. But when people are asking you for change and they got a dog with them, and the dog is like this adorable dog, and it's like, you got this beautiful pit bull, and then you got a sign on the dog. That's the worst one I seen.
They got the sign on the dog around the neck.
Nigga, I seen one recently, probably about 2 weeks ago, and it said, "Going through a rough time, RUFF."
Ah, dang.
I was like, come on, man.
You know what's crazy? That ain't gonna work on me. I don't care about no dog.
I love dogs, man. You know, but I'm thinking like, man, your dog has no idea that you using him, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dog is, but the crazy thing, a lot of homeless dogs be looking good though.
Yeah, they be eating good.
They be eating good, man.
Yeah, they pick them little half-eaten hamburgers right out the trash can and feed it to their dog.
Dog be fucking that shit up. Sometimes the dogs be like fat and be laying down like in the shade while they they master is asking for change.
No, Bakersfield is wild. I've seen a couple situations where dogs have definitely just passed out. Like,
really?
It was one little dog I seen. It looked like it was just too hot, and he just laid on the side of the grass and just went on to dog heaven.
I don't think he probably died. He probably just was fucking hot.
Nah, he was gone.
You think he was gone?
He was there for like 3 days.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Did you see him lay down?
At first, I was like, dang, it's hot. Like, it was just too random for him to be laying down. It wasn't no shade or nothing. Dogs are much smarter than to just be laying in the sun. He was just, I didn't see him lay down. I just seen him laying there. And I was like, this dog is like, man, this dog taking a good nap. And then I was like, he not moving. And then I seen him the next day. I was like, yeah, he dead.
Damn. Yeah. I remember I was at Kern Oil, and I was, unloading over there. And I seen this dog come up, and he's like a pretty peaceful looking dog, but he was a stray. So you got to be on high alert with stray dogs. And I had like 2 protein bars on me, and I was like, fuck it, let me get one of these bars. So I broke it up with my hand and threw it, and he was eating it up. And then he walked up and looked at me and looked up like, you got some more? So I gave him the other bar. He fucking it up. And then I got some water, and I kind of tilted it to where it was coming out. Then the dog started drinking it. He's looking at me again. I'm like, nigga, that's all I got. That's all I got, bro.
These homeless dogs.
You just have 40 grams of protein, nigga. Get out of
These
here.
homeless dogs getting greedy out here.
Yeah, man, get on out of here, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck, I look like, homie. Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't even know. We just went way off of Bronny.
Yeah, Bronny, man. Yeah, and shout out to the USC medical staff. I think they helped him out in a timely manner, so he was able to get the help that he needed. But it was so shocking, dude. Like, just to think about the potential of what that situation would have looked like. Like, I don't know. I couldn't, losing, I'm going to say at the same magnitude, but for a guy like LeBron, maybe losing Kobe and then losing his son, not that it's the same thing, but just, devastating blows to the basketball community. You know what I mean? Like, thinking about Gigi as well. Like, it just wouldn't have felt right. Like, the basketball world would have been shocked.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I look, like I said, man, I completely understand if LeBron want to retire. Mm-hmm. Just look after your kids, man. Mm-hmm. And also, just off topic, it's getting hot out there, man. Can y'all please stay hydrated?
Yeah.
I bring extra fluids with me at work for the reason that if I see a homeless person that does not look good or somebody else that don't look right, I just get out my truck and I hand it to them. I hand them a bottle of water.
Yeah.
I was on Highway 58, bro. I swear to God, this was about 2 years ago. Mm. I was headed down Highway 58 to Kramer Junction, and it was some dude just walking out there. If you're familiar with what I'm talking about, it's kind of like desolate. Mm-hmm. It's not like a lot of services out there or nothing. It was hot as fuck. It was summertime, so it was over 100 degrees. Mm-hmm. This dude is walking outside with some super fucked up flat shoes on, so I know his feet was burning up. He might have had mental health issues. He looked really dirty. Mm-hmm. And I stopped my truck, dog. And I had some alkaline water that was freezing fucking cold because I always put ice in my ice chest.
Yeah.
I gave him 2 alkaline waters. And then he took them, and then he just started like rambling, saying crazy, like, motherfucker, you a motherfucker, what you doing that motherfucker? And I'm like, oh, I got to get out of here. I gave this nigga the water, and he lost his mind.
Dang.
He didn't say thank you or nothing, but I think he had like mental issues.
It's another fly or a little
It's another one, yeah, man. It's flying all in my face.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. So yeah, if you got a heart, man, bring some extra. Honestly, first of all, this is what people need to pack when they go out of town. I would go to AutoZone or O'Reilly's or somewhere else, and I would get 2 hoses, like for your car, your upper hose and lower heater hose. Have an extra one. Mm-hmm. You hear what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And the reason why is, what if your hose blow out and you over there on I-5 with a blown out hose and it's 107 degrees? So all you can do is
good luck changing that too. It's so hot.
It's hot, but if you let your car cool down for a little over an hour, you could get in there and do your thing, right? That, and also when you leave, have plenty of fluids. Have an ice chest and have it full of drinks. Like usually when I'm headed out of town, I bring my red ice chest and I'll put maybe some sports drinks or water or whatever with ice on them.
Yeah.
So when I get out wherever I'm going, I could just reach back there, bam, and I got cold drinks.
Yeah. I know when I was driving like back and forth to school, it's like a 14-hour drive. So I used to hate, like, it would add so much time to my drive to pull over. Yeah. But what happens is if you don't do that, then you get super dehydrated the next 2-3 days. You're trying to play catch up. So yeah, you got to stay hydrated.
Until you got to take a monster shit. You said you had to shit on the side of the road.
Oh yeah, I definitely had a blowout, and I'm not talking about my tire.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. I've only shitted outside one time, and that was at work. And I was in my actual truck, and I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe that. I already told that story on here.
Yeah, we had to do the stories.
Yeah, you don't know how embarrassing it is until you got to use your drawers as toilet paper when you run out.
Yeah, that's different.
But luckily, by the grace of God, I always bring a second pair of underwear everywhere I go.
Yeah, shout out to Burger King and Taco Bell because, put them extra napkins in the bag for me.
Facts.
I had some toilet paper.
Man, it probably was Taco Bell that caused the diarrhea.
It was actually like a Burger King meal that I had ate.
Really?
Yeah, it was like I got some like chicken nuggets or something like that.
Ooh.
And it was maybe an hour or so later. I had it was nasty.
You know what the issue is? I don't think it's the nuggets. It's that fucking grease they be using. And if they don't change that grease out in time, you're eating old grease.
Yeah.
And also if they don't fry it properly, like if your fries are limp, Don't eat those because they're so soiled with grease. You're just eating grease. Like I tell them, hey, can I have my fries well done? You know, because I want all
they be soggy, huh?
Yeah, if they soggy, it is oily. If you get them well done, they tend to be less greasy.
Because I think the way it's cooked is the grease just more so falls off.
Right.
Soggy stuff is just absorbing.
It's just absorbing it, and you just eating stomachs full of oil. And it's like, oh no, I can't do this.
Yeah, it ain't no telling. Like, you know, especially like I have like I would say like a super sensitive stomach, but every now and then, like, you know, I could eat something and it just mess up my whole stomach.
Oh yeah, there's certain foods that fuck me up. I would say, it's a cereal I had. It's called Magic Spoon. It's good, but
I remember you bought that.
Yeah, bear, but that shit.
It's like a protein cereal.
It's a protein cereal, but it's got like it's protein in it, but they use like I guess a whey protein, and I can have the isolate, but I can't have whey because it's like a milk product. So I'll eat it, it'd be bomb, and then my stomach just go crazy.
Really?
Oh man. My stomach did a Chris Brown dance, man. I was on the motherfucking toilet.
Sometimes too, like it's not always that you eat something bad. Sometimes like if you get that fiber, like you eating a little bit more fiber than you normally do, you can have a blowout too.
Fiber is not bad for you though, so you tend to just have a larger bowel movement.
No, I've definitely ate some Fiber One bars. And
fuck, that's different.
Yeah,
I think motherfucking Fiber One be putting nitrogen in they shit.
Or like certain greens, like real greens or spinach or something. Sometimes, and sometimes that'll get your bowels going.
You know your stomach is fucked up when you sitting there and you ready to get it out, and it's like, it's like, God damn. It's just a bunch of pressure built up in there, man.
Yeah.
Taco Bell burrito fucked me up once. It was a bean and cheese. And I was like, oh, this tastes fine. And then the next day, you know, I was like, thank God I didn't leave the house.
No, the worst one, I've had a couple like nasty blowouts, but I think the worst experience I had is I got this lamb from this restaurant. It was good too. Like this lamb and then some rice. And I left it out.
No.
But it wasn't like, you know, like if you leave a hamburger out overnight, like it's not, you could still eat it and you're not going to die or nothing like that. But I figured the same thing with the lamb. So I left it out and then I was like, oh, let me just throw this in the fridge because I'm gonna eat it when I get home. I ate it when I got home. And this is when I was working on the show So You Think You Can Dance. So I ate it when I got home. And then the following day, it was like the only thing I could hold down was water.
Wow.
Like anything else, if I ate a cracker, like 5 minutes later, I would have to doo-doo.
Wow.
I couldn't eat nothing the whole day or else I would have been on the toilet. And I was working too.
You was working for Do You Think You Can Shit?
So you think you can doo-doo.
Oh, man. Keith, we need you on aisle 7. Keith, we need you on. Oh, well, then they call you over intercom there or no?
Yeah, it's like Beth to Keith, and then you like go for me, and then they be like, "Can you run to Starbucks and get Amy Wine?" That was a terrible name. Can you go to a Starbucks and get Beyonce a latte or something like that?
A double pump latte?
Yeah.
You get a double pump latte?
Yeah.
And you over there shitting at Starbucks. They don't know. What took you so long? They've been waiting for it for 2 hours. You'd be like, it was a big line.
Yeah. I remember the worst experience I had. It was like this one. I was like, nigga, this is not the job for me. I remember there was she's like a production manager or something like that, and I didn't really like her. She had like one of those kind of like ditzy personalities that have you ever just met somebody and like we just not click. Like I just don't really care for this person. So and then there was like people are very cliquey in these production things because sometimes your friend may hire you, or you know, you might be working with somebody that you worked on another show with, and you know, the way that they work is a little bit more favorable than somebody else. So it's a lot of that going on. But what happened with me is like I got hired by my cousin who was the girl's boss, and she like would take me off of the call sheet sometimes. And my cousin is like, no, like he's here to work. Like he's literally only in LA to work. So put him on the thing as much as possible, like every day. So I think she had like some sort of like, you know, disdain towards me. So basically there was a time, I don't even remember what I was looking, and this is like sounds so stupid. I was literally looking for a seat cushion for Paula Abdul.
Oh my God.
Like that's the goal for today. So it's like, Keith, can you go over here and find Paula Abdul's seat cushion, right? So I have to go to the storage unit.
Oh my God.
The storage unit is like around the block. So you go through the CBS studio, go through the gate or whatever, then you go to the thing. And So You Think You Can Dance and American Idol, it's all like the same production. So they have like 2 or 3 like storage spaces with just a bunch of stuff in there. It's like chairs in there and folders and a bunch of old like signs and all this other stuff, right? So, and on top of that, when I get in there, my reception, I don't have no reception inside of the building, right?
Oh my God.
So I go over there, I look in the first thing, and then I'm just like, I'm looking around, I'm like, but when you open it, the storage facility is like maybe like half of this room. You know what I mean? It's a decent sized storage. So I get in there, I'm like, dog, how am I going to find the freaking Paula Abdul seat inside of this room?
Oh my God.
Right. So I go in there, I'm looking, I look around for like 15 minutes or so. And then I walk out and I'm like, hey, I can't find the seat. And she's like, okay, it's in there somewhere. So just look in the next storage. And then I go in the next storage. And I look in there, I'm starting to sweat. Like I'm sweating profusely.
Oh my God.
And then I get in there. It's been like 30 minutes. I'm looking through everything, like files and boxes and everything. And then I go out again and I'm just like, hey, I can't find it. And then she's like, yeah, it's definitely in there somewhere. So just go look in that third storage. So I look in the third. I spent like maybe like a good hour and a half in there looking for something, and it wasn't even there at all.
Oh my God.
And that's like the stupid stuff that you got to go through. It's
kind of degrading.
Yeah, then that's what I'm saying.
And
like,
it's for fucking Paula Abdul's ass. Like,
Yeah.
you that fucking snobby where you need the butt cushion that bad to send somebody to get a new one.
But the thing, it's not even Paula Abdul though. It's like things that sometimes it gets passed down.
And they
like,
taking it that serious.
Yeah, like Paula Abdul needs a seat. You know what I mean? So you have to find it and don't come back until
fucking brown nosing and shit.
Yeah, I'm like, dog, and then eventually, like, I think they found it somewhere else or like something like that. And I'm just like, yeah, I was. That's like the most demoralizing thing when you know your worth too. Like, I know for you sometimes you've done certain jobs and you're like, dog, I'm above this. Like
100%.
I'm a talented human being, like that's going places, and you got me in here looking for some seat cushions that
Got me looking for Paula Abdul's seat cushion. I think that you're gonna have a what do you call it? You're gonna have a full circle moment where one day you're gonna be in some social circle, and then Paula Abdul's gonna walk through the door.
Yeah.
Right? And you're
Yeah.
gonna be like, and you're just gonna be thinking to yourself, like, they made me look for your fucking seat cushion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And almost it'll be good to share that story with her too.
Yeah.
'Cause she's like, having a conversation like, you know what? I was a, what do you call it? A PA?
Yeah, PA. Yeah.
Like I was a PA and they made me search in a fucking storage unit for your butt cushion for over an hour and a half.
Yeah. It's like Quinta Brunson, when she did that, the shop, with Donald Glover. And she was like, yo, I was a production assistant, like on this shoot that you were doing. And she was like, oh my gosh. And then they kind of like click like that. So it'd be happening like full circle moments where, and I'm sure back then she was still like, obviously like up and coming, but she was still like, she was super talented even then. So that's how I think about it. Like you said, I think about like the story, like humbling stories where you got to look for some seat cushions or get somebody water or something like that. And in your mind, like I'm really like that. Like I'm really a talented person.
The story of how Bone Thugs was discovered is a pretty interesting story. Mm-hmm. Like Bone Thugs and Harmony, like getting discovered back in the day was difficult because it wasn't no social media back then. Mm-hmm. And Bone Thugs is from Cleveland, but they was like, I think they had met Eazy-E before, and Eazy-E, I guess he liked them, but they was way in the that's considered Midwest, I think, right?
Yeah.
So what ended up happening is Bone Thugs moved to L.A. and they was sleeping like on a friend's, like they was deep, all sleeping in like on couches and on the floor and shit.
Yeah.
and they would call the record company. I forgot which one it was. What was the record company? I can't remember what it was.
Eazy-E's record label.
Yeah, I don't know if it was his label. I don't know if it was his
him
label.
And Jerry Heller.
I don't know if they was calling Capitol Records at the time because they had Capitol Records in L.A. back then. And they was calling the receptionist, and they was like trying to rap on the phone. And they did it every day until finally Eazy-E was like, "Isn't them niggas that be rapping on the phone every day?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "I'll take the call." And it was like, and he was like,
"It's everybody, and I'm gonna miss everybody."
And like, oh, these niggas is hard. So then that's how like Eazy-E discovered Bone Thugs and Harmony, and they would have never became who they were if they weren't diligent. They literally moved from Cleveland with a one-way trip.
Yeah.
They left on a one-way trip to LA. They didn't have no money to get back or nothing. That's how, think about that though. That is the definition of burn the ships mentality.
For sure.
Like, I came out here with an objective and I'm not going to leave. And you know how much confidence you have to have in yourself. Like, me and Keith have a pretty blind confidence. We feel like this podcast is going to do amazing things, but we're never going to get there if we quit. We have to just keep on knocking on the door. But I just think it's super dope, man. It's super dope how they came to be. You wouldn't get no first of the month. Oh, also first of the month. Did you know there was, after that song First of the Month, there was like conversations from like the government for like welfare reform after that.
Because they thought people was taking advantage.
They felt like that Bone Thugs, like that song was glamorizing like welfare fraud and shit.
Yeah.
And because it was like, I remember when that video premiered, bro.
Wake up.
It's the first of the month.
Yeah.
So grab your checks and get up. Wake up. And I see that my sister was already dressed and son of a name.
Bone Thugs is hard. They like super unique.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they got their own little swag. Especially at that time. That's dope.
And what's crazy too is like, I'm not going to act like I knew everything they said. Because that's a lie.
Yeah. I for sure don't be knowing. But the flow is crazy.
Yeah. He said, I'm running to get my stash from this time instead of the mailman. They had another one. Somebody was what's that song? Oh, Crossroads.
Oh, dang.
You missed him?
Yeah, I missed
that
him.
motherfucker was just flying on my neck, man.
Dang, I almost had him too.
Yeah. See you at the crossroads.
Yeah.
The dark-skinned dude was always like out of place. I forgot his name.
Crazy Bone?
No, that's not Crazy. Crazy's kind of dark. But it's the actual black dude, the dark one. The one that be like, bone, 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 bone.
Bone, 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 bone.
And I miss my Uncle Charles, y'all. He should have been gone in front of his home and what him do was wrong.
Yeah. They was, just thinking about that, like the way they was kind of like rap singing.
Yeah.
You know, that's fire.
Way ahead of their time.
Yeah.
The only one that was doing, I think that all these artists that like rap sing now, like whether it's Chris Brown or whoever, like I feel like none of them would have, even The Weeknd, no one would have that lane if it wasn't for Nate Dogg. No one would have that lane.
But I would say more like Bone Thugs because Nate Dogg was like a real singer.
Well, he was a singer, but he had a lane where he was like singing, but it wasn't typical just like harmony. It was like he was singing about street shit, but it was that's what made it a little bit different.
Yeah, I could see that. I would say more like, I think he was a traditional singer. Like I'm sure he was probably like raised in a church, but just the stuff he was saying was just kind of like rap stuff. But in terms of like what Bone Thugs did, where it's like it's melody, but it's like is like the cadence, and then they break down to the melody. I think that's more so like what a lot of artists are doing nowadays.
Yo, that's Warren G, and that song that's got to be one of the top
Regulators.
Yeah, Regulators got to be one of the top 100 best hip hop songs ever.
Yeah.
Regulators, mount up. It was a clear black night, a clear black moon under Jeeves on the streets trying to consume. That shit was, man, I could still slap that now. It just,
that beat is fire.
Yeah, bro, because they took that song from
was it not Sting?
No. Things will never be the same again.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. Fuck. Was it? I think was it Michael McDonald or whatever? I can't remember his name. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
them dudes be getting.
I keep forgetting that I didn't love anymore. You heard that song?
Yeah,
That's where they got it from.
They be getting a lot of money from getting a song sampled. That's the
hell yeah,
super lucrative, especially if it's a hit like that. Yeah,
Dr. Dre was just talking about how he got a sample from Stevie Wonder. Mm-hmm. And he said, for some reason, Stevie calls you like real early in the morning. Mm-hmm. He's like, nigga, just because you can't see the time.
Dr. Dre is like, he's like one of the most interesting people because like he's been in the game so long, you know, he's been through so much, and he's like a wealth of knowledge, you know, in terms of hip hop. So it's dope to hear him talk.
Dr. Dre, man, mm-hmm. That's a trip.
He was in the studio with Russ.
That's right. Yeah, Russ was like, that was like a huge moment. But Russ didn't want, you could tell he had somebody there that was like taking the picture. Mm-hmm. Like he wasn't trying to ruin the moment himself.
Yeah. There's a couple people that I know that have like videos of studio sessions with Dr. Dre like that. I think they just respect Dr. Dre so much that they don't, you know, they're not in there trying to like be all in this Instagram story with the videos and stuff.
It's just unfortunate Dr. Dre never came out with an album like after the Chronic 2001, which to me is one of the best albums ever to me.
Yeah,
Chronic 2001 is right up there. It's one of the best hip hop albums ever, mm-hmm. especially one of the best West Coast albums of all time. That I could still go through that whole album with no skips.
Yeah, Dr. Dre is next level, like just in terms of like, and I think there's some people that are like that just do what, you know, it's like it's some people that are just here like along for the ride, but I think Dr. Dre is a person that like he's like a real student. I seen him like he was mixing like Marvin Gaye stems, and he puts like some different drums on one of the songs, and it was just like you could just tell like he was like he had like a childlike enthusiasm, you know, to be kind of like adjusting Marvin Gaye's vocals. So like, you know, I think, you know, just his nature, like he just got it, you know. Not too many people have that type of curiosity about their craft, you know.
Yep. All right. Well, I think we can move on from that.
Mm-hmm.
Switching gears. U.S. recovered non-human biologics from UFO crash sites, former Intel official says. Let me read the article really quickly. It's basically saying we've made contact with aliens. I'm sure no one gives a fuck. But let me go ahead and talk about it. Okay. 3 military veterans testified in Congress, highly anticipated hearing on UFOs Wednesday, including a former Air Force intelligence officer who claimed the U.S. government has operated a secret multi-decade reverse engineering program of recovered vessels. He also said that the U.S. has recovered non-human biologics from alleged crash sites. But while the topic of little green men did come up, much of the discussion centered on improving process for reporting unidentified aerial phenomena. The military term for UFOs to anomalous rather than aerial phenomena to account for sightings in both air and water. There are also calls to remove the stigma for aviators who report UAP sightings and to ensure oversight of government programs that investigate them. Retired Roz David Grush, who went to being part of the Pentagon's UAP task force to becoming a whistleblower, told the White House Oversight Committee's National Security Subcommittee that he had been denied access to some government UFO programs, but that he knows exact locations of UAPs in U.S. possession. I mean, this is saying a lot without not saying shit, though.
Yeah.
Right? So, personally, I don't know if we're consumed with UFOs at a time where the economy is not doing great. Everything costs too goddamn much. The price of eggs went up. The price of rent, the price of mortgages, the price of gas. Everything is up. We don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. You know, we don't care about none of this shit, man. You know, the government, well, the thing about it is a lot of Americans are struggling, you know, and you send all that money to Ukraine It's like, man, look here, dog. I think that thoughts and prayers is free. We could have stopped right there.
Yeah.
You motherfuckers want to give them billions of dollars, and we got despair going on right here in the United States. Mm-hmm. I feel like America, just the price of everything is just unfair to a lot of Americans. Because it's even if you make decent money, you really don't. Mm-hmm. Because all you need to do is have one major medical emergency or one major car emergency, and your savings fund is wiped out. Mm-hmm. But we worried about aliens. If these aliens can't give me more money or give the United States citizens more money, then nobody gives a fuck. Mm-hmm. Nobody gives a fuck. Mm-hmm. Nobody cares, man. So, yeah. I don't want to come from a place of being ungrateful, because...
What do you mean ungrateful?
Ungrateful from the sense that I, from a statistical standpoint, are doing better than a lot of American citizens. Mm-hmm. But I'm not on another level. Mm-hmm. I'm not getting rich from my job. I do okay. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, there are a lot of Americans that are struggling. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about them. Mm-hmm. It's fucked up, man. And these aliens, it just the story don't hit like that. Maybe if the economy was doing amazing.
Oh, you're saying that the nobody cares because there's other things that people are worried about.
We're more distracted by our reality than fucking aliens, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, aliens was a good idea, maybe to talk about maybe in the 90s, but all of a sudden now the government wants to release more information. This is an obvious distraction, in my opinion. Yeah, we got other shit. We got bigger fish to fry. We got something else going on. You got Hunter Biden out here. This motherfucker's in trouble. You know what I'm saying? You got the president falling down 3 times in one term. You got Trump got a whole bunch of charges. He about to get locked up. You got motherfucking Mitch McConnell having a stroke during the fucking conversation. We'll get into that a little bit later. More on that later. But yeah, man. I don't give a fuck. That's just me personally. I'm pretty sure a lot of American citizens feel the same way.
Yeah, I don't care. Like, it's just whatever. I think the thing that annoys me the most is that they're not saying anything.
No.
If you look at the interview, I don't remember what he said verbatim, but it was just a bunch of like talking around the actual topic. And the lady asked a question like 3 or 4 times, and he just kind of reiterated the same point. So I think that when y'all really start saying something, when y'all really show me a picture of something, when you not just talking about you've seen a glimpse of this thing here, or you got an interview with a person that came in contact with this and all this other stuff, like, cool. But I don't know. And I hate to get into the conspiracy of it too, because that's I think a lot of that is just hogwash or what do you call it? Hogwash?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, it's just some nonsense conversation. Like, there's just nothing to it. Like, there's a lot of like people that spend a lot of their life, consuming alien content. I mean, alien.
Yeah, the Alex Jones motherfuckers.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff. But it's like where, once you show me some real proof, like we know that, we can see like physical things. Like we talked about the fight earlier, right? We physically watched that fight, so we know who won. But there's people that like conspiracize like whole entities based off of like a glimpse of something or whatever, and it's just like they spend their whole life and they gonna die on this hunt for like not artificial intelligence, but like aliens or whatever, when it just like we just still haven't seen no proof. Like you could spend your time doing so much other stuff, like other than searching for these aliens that we have no proof of.
Yeah, not to mention, like, we're not that hard to infiltrate. We also act like aliens look like this weird being. What if they just look like us?
Yeah.
It's real easy to infiltrate everything we're doing if they just look like us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So we probably came across aliens a lot of our lives. Mm-hmm. And there's certain people that kind of scare me, man, that been looking the same age for a long time. Mm-hmm. I think Pharrell Williams is an alien, man.
I can see that.
This motherfucker been looking the same for the last 25 years. Nobody talking about that.
Only an alien will make slaps like that.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Only an alien will make Frontin' featuring Jay-Z.
Only an alien will make the grinding beat.
Yeah. Earthlings.
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 Earthlings, and you know when I ain't in a line.
Oh man, yeah, man. Him, it's a couple people. You know who I seen today that I don't know why I searched her, but she is not aged in years. She looks amazing. Lucy Liu, you know what that is?
Oh yeah,
Lucy Liu looks amazing. Lucy Liu. There's a group of 50-year-old women that have like looked the same for years. I think Gabrielle Union is 50. I could be wrong.
Yeah, she still looks good for her age.
She looks amazing. She looked like she about 35.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
Nia Long is another one.
Nia Long, another one. There's a group. Okay, look. Here's the power group for me. Lucy Liu, Selma Hayek, Nia Long, Gabrielle
Angela
Union,
Bassett still look good.
Sanaa Lathan. Angela Bassett looks amazing. And she's in her 60s. She's like 64.
Yeah.
Who's another one?
Yeah.
Those are the ones I know off the top of my head. Like I notice a lot of black and brown women age pretty well. And Asian. I don't want to, say white women don't.
And a white woman Asian.
Oh, Jennifer Lopez. That's another one.
J-Lo, yeah.
Yeah, she aged pretty well. But I don't know. I can't. There's definitely probably some white women that age pretty well. I just can't think of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I know Cindy Crawford was one of them for sure. But I'm pretty sure she had surgeries and shit by now.
Yeah. Wasn't she on them? They be having them infomercials for like skincare. I think she was on one of them ones.
Of course she was. It's fucking Cindy Crawford. Let me see. Cindy Crawford. She was flirting with Kobe when he was like a rookie. Yeah, she looks good. She's 57.
Dang.
She looks pretty decent still. She was flirting with Kobe and it was like super sexual.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and Kobe was like, "So what are you gonna do with those balls, Kobe?" He's like, "I'm gonna dunk them."
God, that's crazy.
What are you gonna do with those black balls, Kobe? What? You put Cindy Crawford, Kobe.
Yeah, I remember that interview. That nigga Kobe he probably was taking out all kind of. He played for the Los Angeles Lakers. Y'all winning championships.
She looks great. Does it tender young meat? She said, because his name is Kobe, which is a type of beef. And she says, does it mean tender young meat? When Cindy Crawford thirsted for Kobe in an interview, 19-year-old Kobe Bryant managed to fend off Cindy Crawford's advances like a seasoned pro. And it says, upon his entry to the league, Kobe Bryant was a media magnet. He appeared in various commercials and was interviewed on different TV shows. Supermodel Cindy Crawford was one of those who got an interview with young Kobe Bryant. And she decided to get a bit flirty with Black Mamba. Young meat. Bryant was 19 years old during the interview, while Crawford was 31. Crawford asked Kobe to tell the story behind his unique name, and right from the go, the supermodel slipped subliminal innuendos, much of the audience delight. Does it mean tender young meat? He said that the interview proceeded accordingly. Kobe shared more of his background as the youngest NBA ever to play in the NBA. He also shared why he wasn't too intimidated by the youngest guy. What is it? Why he wasn't intimidated by the youngest guy on the court, according to Kobe. It only proved that basketball has no limits, young or old, as you could play. There was a place for you in the association. But yeah, she was going in on Kobe, bro. And it was another interview Kobe had did with this chick. I don't know who she was, some white girl. And she was like, "I'm sorry, but you're just so handsome." And he's like, "Thank you." She's like, "I just had to get that out of the way." Kobe was a married man during this interview.
That's crazy.
And like, how can you start an interview off hitting on this guy?
Yeah, don't.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah.
Men get a bad rap because men do be saying some thirsty shit, but women, they be going off.
It was a video I seen. It was before the fight. This girl, she kind of like She looked decent. She's kind of like decent in a space full of like men. You know, it's a lot. You know, the boxing people, they be behind the scene, and you got like let's say for example, Stephen A. Smith is just walking through the back, and they're like, Stephen A., what do you think about the fight? And then you know, it's just a nigga with his iPhone or whatever. So she's kind of like she got her own channel, and Adrian Broner. She was interviewing Adrian Broner, like, hey, you know, like, what do you think about the fight and how it's going to go? And he was like, yeah, I think it's going to be whatever. I'm rocking with Errol Spence regardless. And she's like, yeah, we got to get you on our podcast. And he was like, I'm going to give you my number. And she was like, ha ha. She kind of brushed it off. And she's like, no, you like it really hit me. I'm going to give you my number. And then the other dude, like behind him, is like, yeah, you look good. You look good as hell, girl. Like, I'm on you. But it started to get like a little like awkward. Weird. Yeah, like a little aggressive. And it just got.
He's like, yeah, you like pee? Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
This nigga's out here offering to pee on people in an interview. This is some next level sexual harassment here. Yeah. That's why you don't approach a guy like Adrian Broner. You want to get him, and then you're kind of soliciting the podcast in that way. Yeah, you got.
But she's like, I mean, I think it was a space for her. She has like a pretty popular YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
It just was like, I don't know. They just kind of did too much, and it was more so his friend than it was him.
Oh,
he's doing a little bit too much.
All right, well, there's that. I got a whole lot more to cover on that one.
Aliens.
Man. Yeah, aliens. What are you gonna do, man? You know, are the aliens affecting your life?
Yeah.
Okay. No, you're not paying your mortgage to the aliens.
I think the only time you should invest time into aliens is if like you were saying, like people have built real careers, like the alien YouTube channels, and they're doing research and going to different areas.
Alex Jones.
Interviewing people. But outside of that, man, read a book that's going to do something for your life.
Alex Jones is crazy. He's like, aliens have been the first ones. They got huge black alien cocks, and they're trying to fuck all of us. We need to get out of here right now. We have to devise the plan to just get everybody and evacuate the whole country and get us out of here. He'd be like, Alex Jones, you already been sued for $1 billion, man. Shut the fuck up. All right, let's go.
There's an alien. His name is Jason Love. He has a huge black cock.
That'll be crazy. Oh no, that'll be terrible. Aliens running around with black penises, fucking people. They'd be like, "Hey, dude, that's some alien shit, man. Ain't got nothing to do with us."
Yeah.
It's like, so this whole time you guys have been aliens. You'd be like, hey, man. What the fuck is that noise out there?
Ain't no telling.
All right, let's go ahead and close it out with this last one. Switching gears. Health questions around McConnell and Feinstein raise critical concern. Basically, we've got some old-ass political officials, man. They old as a motherfucker. Biden, McConnell, Feinstein. These people are old. Nancy Pelosi, old as a motherfucker. And what's crazy about Pelosi, how you gonna be that old with them big old titties, man? That's crazy. She got like a boob job, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
That was crazy. Trying to be young.
That's insane. All right. Opinion. Health questions around McConnell and Feinstein raise a critical concern. On Wednesday, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell caused quite a scare when he froze during a press conference and was led away by an aide. He returned a few minutes later, telling reporters he was fine. The incident coupled multiple report falls he had taken this year, raised new questions about the 81-year-old Republican's health. But McConnell is just one example of senator whose physical and mental health has come under scrutiny in recent months. Democratic Senator Dianne Feinstein of California took an extended absence from the Senate after her shingles diagnosis early this year. Her temporary departure impeded Senate Democrats' ability to move forward on crucial judicial nominations for several months. Even when Feinstein returned, there were still doubts about whether she had fully recovered. Most recently on Thursday, when she appeared confused and had been prodded to cast a vote in a Senate Appropriations Committee hearing. Here's the issue, man. These and for some reason they didn't mention fucking Biden in here. Yeah, you forgot to mention Biden, CNN. He fell down 3 motherfucking times in one term. So yeah, let's keep that same energy with all the Democrats and the conservatives. They old and they do not want to relinquish their power. And they're in their 80s trying to dictate what's going on in the new world. We need motherfuckers my age to be presidents and officials. We gotta get these old motherfuckers out of here now. If the next election come up and the best they got is Trump and Biden, I ain't voting for nobody. Fuck them. I'm not doing it. I'm tired of voting for these old ass motherfuckers, man. They ain't doing nothing for nobody. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. The sad thing is, you think you're doing something, you're like, you know what? Hopefully Biden can get some. This motherfucker flew right on my nose. Ain't that a bitch? Fucking bug. Right on my nose. Before I put my shades on so it didn't fly in my fucking eyes. I figure like, hey man, hopefully Biden could do something, man. And boy, was I wrong. It is embarrassing.
He washed.
That motherfucker didn't deserve no votes from nobody.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, man.
Nah, I think Mitch McConnell, he just looked like he looked like a robot up there for a second. Like he just froze. It was almost like he was on FaceTime and then it just froze and then he just walked off after that. Nigga was like, his mouth was getting watery and all kind of stuff.
That nigga was on glitch time. That motherfucker was like he literally froze. That was a stroke, bro. You know that, like, that's the definition of most strokes is like just literally being frozen and staring into the abyss. And then people are like, hey. And he's like, oh. Like, you was stroking out, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Dang.
And he don't look great. Like, he got extra chins and shit.
Yeah.
So he's all fucked up.
Yeah. He's just not one of those people we said when we talked about people aging well.
Yeah. And then they talk about, like, people talk about how old Biden is, and they like, yeah, we need Trump in there. Biden is too fucking old. Like, do you realize that Trump is like 77 going on 78? So he's old too.
Yeah.
And his health ain't great either.
Donald Trump is a little more lively than like some of these.
He's more lively because he be on that Adderall.
He be on the Addy?
Oh, yeah. Once you take that Adderall away from Trump, he going to turn right into Biden. What was funny is during the Biden was definitely on Adderall during the debates for sure. His eyes was popped the fuck open. He couldn't even close them. Like what I have, right? I'm just a kid. I'm just a guy from Scranton, a kid from Scranton, trying to get this country together, and barbecue wings at Buffalo Wild Wings, and our country needs to be together. You'd be like, nigga, what are you talking about?
And if you got a big dick, vote for me. You'd be like, what?
If you got a big black alien dick, vote for me.
That's funny.
Oh my goodness. He's one of those guys that will say something completely insulting and then like ask for the vote from those people. Like Biden will be like, we need to get our hardworking Mexicans and get them to get them out here. And me and my wife got a bunch of burritos out here. We want to give it to the Mexican people. You're like, nigga, you just insulted everybody.
If you're tired of seeing Mexicans standing outside of Home Depot and you're Mexican, vote for me.
You be like, that's complete opposite. You trying to take niggas' jobs now. Yeah, that sounds like more like a right-wing talking point there. It was funny, though. Like, Biden will insult, just like he did on the Breakfast Club with Charlamagne. He's like, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Yeah. I'm like, oh, my God.
It's like, man.
Like, we always wonder what the government thought of us as, like, black people. But, like, we got an answer that day. And Charlamagne kept his cool. That's the best thing. Charlamagne allowed him to be himself. You know what I mean?
Get to see the true colors.
You get to see the true colors. And it's like, oh, this nigga really said this shit? Fuck him, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm a registered independent.
There you go.
I went through too much with the Democrats, man. They get the fuck away from them. Yeah, that ain't right.
Yeah. It's tough out here when you don't got no candidates. I think this is been. I mean, I've only been around for so long, but this is the first time where I've seen it where I'm like, dang, who's going to be the next guy? I just don't see nobody of
possibly Kennedy.
Yeah, but I'm saying like I don't see that's a possibility, but I'm saying I don't see nobody that's like gearing up. Like,
no.
When Barack Obama was getting ready to run, he was like, making his name.
We went on Oprah and shit.
Yeah, I just don't see nobody out here like even before he ran, he was still like a figure.
Yeah, he was because he did a lot of local government stuff, and then when he went on Oprah, he was like, this country does need a lot of work, and that's why I'm running for president. And it's like, oh my God, you're running for president.
Yeah.
And then Oprah was like, that's right, our new president.
You get a president. You get a president.
That is so fabulous. Bro, Oprah literally had people going psychotic for that daytime television, bro.
Yeah.
It was wild, bro. If Oprah ran for president, she would fucking win, bro.
I think so too.
Oh, she would fucking win with flashing colors if she decided to run. Period. She would galvanize. Like, what's crazy about Oprah is she is like transcended like race. Like, she's not like just known as like this black woman. She's known as Oprah. It's kind of like looking at Jordan in the 90s. Like, he obviously was black, but he was just Jordan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think there's certain people that have like created that. Like The Rock is just
it's like what, like almost like one name people.
Right. Oprah, Rock, Mike. Those people are just like that. If The Rock ran for president, that would be crazy. But I don't know if he could. I don't know if I could vote for The Rock, man. He's like, everybody gets free Zoas. All right, everybody gets free Zoa drinks, energy drinks. All right, we're going to legalize steroids. Make sure everybody gets geared up. All right,
That's
guys?
crazy.
All right. Let's get after it, guys. I'm in the Iron Paradise. The Rock is probably one of the most, like, he seems decent, but he could get real annoying. One time, I guess he hit his head in the gym, and he was bleeding, and like he wiped it and like licked his own blood. And he's like, sometimes you got to taste your own blood. I'm like, nigga, that was weird. What the fuck are you doing, man?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's like, come on, Rock. What the fuck are you doing? There's some celebrities that if I would have to like literally like I would be cool, but I would have to ask them certain questions. Like The Rock, I'd be like, dude, why the fuck did you eat your own blood on Instagram? Yeah, they should have muted that post. This nigga turned into a vampire. He was bleeding. It was significant blood.
Yeah.
But the way it was dripping, it looked like it was like strawberry jelly almost. I was like, this nigga got the thickest blood I've ever seen.
God damn.
He's like, sometimes you got to lick your own blood and get after it, guys. All right, let's get after it. It's like, he turned that shit into some motivational.
Yeah, that's funny.
Like, stop it, bro.
The Rock's supposed to be in the next Fast 11.
Really?
Him and Vin Diesel, I guess they made up.
Oh, they got into it?
Yeah, they've been beefing for a couple years.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But I think they good now. They hugged it out.
Wow. They making too much money to not get along.
Yeah. For
sure. Those movies. I just think that movie is a event, and everybody knows that they're shit films. They're just shit films, man. They're overly fictitious. The writing is terrible. Like, it's bad. Ludacris was talking about the film, and he's like, if you get everybody from this movie and you get somebody from another movie, there's nobody that's closer offset than us.
Oh, yeah.
He said, like, all of us is close. We had Thanksgiving with Vin Diesel and his daughters at their house, and we all go over each other's house, and we all roll. And I think that's beautiful. I really do.
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful to love the people you work with. But I also think it's true that y'all make shit movies. Them is some bullshit ass movies, man. Terrible films.
They make so much money.
And they make making billions of dollars off that movie, man.
Yeah. It was one of the highest grossing movies this year.
And it's like, dog, they gotta stop at some point, man. Fast 11? Because they already did Fast 10, right? Am I tripping?
Number 9 most searched movie on streaming today.
Oh my God. It's not even a good movie.
Yeah, it got 57 on Rotten Tomato.
Oh my
The
god.
budget was $340 million.
Oh my
That's
god.
too much. You should not be making a movie for that much money.
Well, they do shit. They do shit like that when they know they're gonna triple their money
make $1
up.
billion.
They gonna quadruple their movie money up. Oh my god, man!
And remember the dude was like kind of like, I don't say he was going in on Vin Diesel, but he was asking him like he's like Vin Diesel was basically saying like, yeah, this is the last movie. He's like, well, there's supposed to be like a couple more, but he's like, yeah, it's like the first half of the last. Is like, nigga, tell me when y'all gonna.
Yeah, just tell me when y'all gonna stop this bullshit, man. What's crazy too is Tyrese is he's a very lucky man because he's been a part of 2 massive franchises.
Yeah.
This nigga was in Transformers and Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane, dude. I'm sure he's getting bread.
That's why, I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's a job. So I do get like, you want to make creative stuff, but not everybody got it like that. Like some people got to just take advantage. If you're a guy like Ludacris, you just going to take advantage of every 3 years that you're going to come out with a Fast and Furious movie and you can chill the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Maybe do a festival or two and be.
He was saying something like, y'all don't get it twisted. Music is still my number one love. It's still my number one thing, y'all. I just been taking my time. It's like, nigga, shut up. You've been getting paid off these movies. Off these raggedy ass movies that's been coming out. But yeah, God bless you, man. Because if I got a part, I don't want to be hypocritical and I become a part of the money train.
Yeah.
And then I got to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because who knows? They might say, hey, we want you as an extra in Fast 11.
Yeah.
You're a big guy. We could use you. And it's like, oh, well, we thought about giving you a bigger role in the next 5.
You got to fight The Rock in one of the scenes or something.
It's like, damn, well, I guess we're going to have to be fighting The Rock on the Fast 17.
Yeah. That's the thing. I can say all this stuff, but if they call me tomorrow and be like, hey, if you want to be in this movie, I'm packing my bags.
Yeah, they could call me now. Well, no. Right now, I ain't got nothing to say. Mm-hmm. But if they call me to be in the movie, I'll be coming in. Oh, man.
I'll be talking.
Yeah. We ain't got a whole lot else, man.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I ain't got really nothing else to say.
Let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. Before we get out of here, we got to let you guys know, make sure you subscribe to the content, man.
Yeah.
Head on over to YouTube. We need some help there.
Yeah.
It's still struggling on YouTube.
Close to getting monetized.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even say we're close to getting monetized, but we have the opportunity because they changed the
metrics.
Yeah, so go ahead and subscribe and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, we need some help getting our numbers up there. Also, head over to the Instagram and check us out there at a Trucker's Mind Podcast, _Trucker's Mind _podcast. Head on over to truckersmind.com for merch and head over to the Cash App at ATMPOD at Cash App. Okay. Well, that's about it. If you made it to the end of this episode, we appreciate you. Thank you for listening to a Trucker's Mind Podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Fings.
We're out of here.
Peace.